me
So
tell you.
WrestlePalooza 1998,
Woo!
May 1998, an event that has a lot of historical ramifications for ECW. But the great thing is that Jimmy told us last time he was on that he was in the crowd for it. So, I mean, to look at this tonight is going to be a lot of fun because I want to know what he saw.
The best is, before I knew any of this, he sends me a text with his picture circled, little Wang Yang.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you were in the crowd, which I didn't know, and I popped. You just circled yourself, and you're like, yeah, you're cheering.
That's my screen name on OnlyFans. Just if you were looking.
Now we're going back to that, are we? Okay, very good. I'll look for you after this.
You asked for it, so I.
Such a lie. He lies all the time. Why do I bother? Anyway, we're going to talk about that night, and we're going to talk about being talent and being a fan as well.
Correct. So we know you were there, Francine. We'll talk to you
about me. I want to know about Jimmy being there.
So Jimmy, so WrestlePalooza 98 is coming to your neck of the woods. What do you got to do? Are you there automatically? Are you buying tickets in advance? Where's the young Wang Yang head at this point in your wrestling fandom?
At that moment in time, I was obsessed. I was crazy. I was a super mark. So a super mark
for ECW or wrestling in general?
For everything.
Everything.
I love WCW, but then that time at ECW, I was getting introduced to ECW and all that kind of stuff. But at that time, I watched anything and everything. I loved everything. Like I was a crazy stalker. Like I said, I used to stalk DDP's house.
Oh my God.
But I came to WrestlePalooza 5 hours early to stand by the guardrail to see everybody walk in and all that kind of stuff.
And how old were you? 14?
No, I was
little
like
Jimmy.
6,
little Jimmy
7,
was 32.
90. I was 17, maybe 17.
17. Okay.
Because a year after that, I was in WCW. That was crazy. Like
that's
all
insane.
This. Yeah. So it's like I'm crazy. I went there 5 hours early. But a crazy story about WrestlePalooza. One of my football coaches is from Jersey, and his sisters was best friends with Tammy.
Okay.
So he came to the show too, and we saw our football coaches. Hey, Coach Sweeney. Hey, how you doing? You here? Sweet. And then he's our coach. So I said, hey, Jimmy, you guys want to come in with us? Like, what? And then he said, oh, my sister went to school with Tammy, and they're best friends.
So you got to go in before everybody else?
Yes, but not the workers were in the ring. It was like right before doors came out. So he brings me in there, and he goes down to the ringside, and Tammy is there with Chris, and I'm like, run over there. And I see Tammy, I'm like, I love you so much. Like, like you're the most awesomest person I've ever met in my life. So I was, waiting outside for 4 hours to see you walk in, and Tommy and RVD. I remember RVD was the cool one, and come over like, hey, what's up, man? You want a picture? I'm like, oh yeah, whatever.
I thought he was gonna say, hey, what's up, man? You got any smoke?
Yeah, probably for a 60-year-old kid, right?
Right. Okay.
So I got in there early, and I saw Sonny, Tammy, and I marked out like a little schoolboy.
Like a little bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just like, totally marking out whatever. So, and then we got to the show, and then the show started. I just remember, remember meeting her. And then I didn't know they had like a Legends reunion that night. Like, do you remember that? They had like an introduction to like Hall of Famers like JYD.
Oh, at the show.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my God, JYD!" Doing the walk, but he came out with like the busted lip. I was like, "Man, what happened to him?" And years later, and I was just talking to Tommy on his podcast a few weeks ago, but he told me to say, "Tommy, hey, I was at WrestlePalooza. I was there with my Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirt. Like I was in the third row, general mission, whatever, and got there and." I just always wondered why JYD came out with a busted lip, and he's like, "Dude, that's a crazy story because JYD owed money to New Jack for crack, and he didn't have
Told
the
you.
money. And he punched him out. Is that true? Did you see
I don't
this or no?
remember that.
She didn't remember JYD was there. We talked
yeah,
about him.
yeah,
We brought him up like I want to say like 2 months ago, and I said
Look,
he was
I
at
have
WrestlePalooza.
I have a lot of problems in my life. I don't remember things.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that story.
You don't remember that altercation in the back or over crack money?
That
Listen,
that might have happened in an alley outside of the building for all I know. I don't remember that at all.
Oh man, that's funny. But also the Cobb County Civic Center. That's kind of like my home. Like I grew up right down the street, so like that's I don't know why I jumped to that, but I just will tell you how legendary. I think I graduated in that building.
Oh wow! Yeah, now
Okay.
Cobb County Civic Center, 3,400 in attendance, May 3rd,
Little
1998,
Little
Marietta,
Jimmy.
Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I grew up like right next to there, Austell, Georgia.
Well, the picture of little Jimmy circled will forever be in my heart.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. You see me, yes.
We're gonna watch it.
Well, see, I was looking for you during the Sabu RVD match because they were all over, so I was trying to peek in and see if I could find you.
And another story about that match, I remember watching that match and they were going and doing all their spots and everything, and Sabu rolled out, and all of a sudden he like puked on the floor.
Oh shit!
I remember asking Tommy this and said, what's going on? Like I'm just a young Jimmy and Mark, whatever, but I see a guy rolls out and he just barfs all over the
Like
place.
right near you?
No, on like you try to go under the apron to hide
Oh
it.
yeah.
And but I guess he was just not whatever caused his-
Let's just say
Yeah,
he
yeah,
ate
yeah.
something bad before
Yeah.
the match started.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, we all know Sabu. That's what he does.
What would he have eaten, and how would it have come up so fast?
Jimmy, are there any stories about me that you remember from this night?
Yeah, this is why my right forearm's so.
Oh
veiny
my
and-
God, that
Sorry,
is wrong. Okay, anywho.
I just say I'm right-handed, and
very good.
young Jimmy at that age, whatever.
I don't even know what I wore that night. I don't even remember. I don't remember.
It was a classic. It's a classic outfit. But before I want to read the results, but before I do that, so did you watch ECW weekly? Did you get it in your neck of the woods? Where were you at with the weekly ECW consumption?
Yeah, we got it on like 2:00 in the morning, midnight, something like that. But I was a big tape trader back then, right? You remember tapes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
Tape trading. So.
I had to send him a VHS copy.
I got one right here.
Oh, yeah.
I had to send it to him so we could watch something. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have a VCR connected to the laptop, Jimmy. It's right on the bottom.
Really? You can
Yes,
do
I
that?
do.
We're old school at
I can
this
convert
show.
anything you want on VHS. It's amazing.
We're
But
so old
all right, so
school.
let me run down the results quickly. So it's the BWO, Meanie and Nova defeat the FBI, Guido and late great Tracy Smothers. Just Incredible defeats Mikey Whipwreck. Chris Candido and Lance Storm defeat the Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks, Balls and Axel. Bam Bam Bigelow defeats New Jack. Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman defeat the Dudley Boys. RVD fought Sabu to a time limit draw. And the main event, the one we came to see, the franchise Shane Douglas defending the ECW championship against Al Snow.
Woo.
There we go. Ooh, I like that. and Shane is done after that too, until what, October or something? He's gone for months.
Yeah, but we did all those promos now.
But in ring wise, he's out. I mean, that's
As a performer,
Yeah.
but we still went to the ring. We still we still had to go at 6 a.m. up to New York to do our stuff, and it sucked every single week. I wanted to kill Shane. But
Cut my fucking music. That's I was like, oh man, that's the balls.
Jimmy's still marking out over here. He's
Yeah.
not gonna stop. Let's just let him talk because he's not going to stop.
so. Was
You
that
just
the only
reminded me.
ECW show you went to?
No, I went. They had a house show there one time, and then they used to go to Gainesville, Georgia, like where AJ Styles is from. Gainesville Coliseum, or what's it called? Convention Center. Yeah, but those I had 3 of them. But yeah,
So that's the standout, obviously, of the cards
That's
that you
your
went
highlight.
to.
that was my breaking my virginity for
Oh,
ECW,
oh.
like live ECW version.
Happy to be a part of that, by the way. Thank you very much.
Oh, you bad girl, you bad.
That's I think that's really cute. Like
It's not hot.
like
It's not hot.
no, because you were a
It's cute.
baby. It's cute.
Little
I'm a
Yang.
mother. Stop it.
Okay.
No, I like seeing, like we showed when I was in the front row of Raw before I got into
I
the
just
business.
I saw that picture of you and Vince. Or
Oh God, yeah, it was me and Vince.
Yeah, that's cool. It's crazy.
But like, see, and like, I think 3 or 4 rows behind me was Mikey Ripwet, and we didn't even know each other.
Oh yeah.
It was before we got into the business.
And
so Mikey's behind me, and we're cheering. You know, we're just marks. We're just cheering.
And I love seeing that too. Like I really like to see. I like seeing wrestlers before everything, and I think that's like one of the coolest parts of the story of or whoever's story of wrestlers. If they loved wrestling, or is that bodybuilder, football player that retired and I'm gonna go be a wrestler. Like
yeah,
I'm like
it just shows that everybody's Mark at heart.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
I think the impressive part is that he's in WCW the next year. That to me is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Well, it's the same thing like with me sitting at Raw, and then the next year I was training in ECW. It's the same story.
And I actually had my contract when I went to the Gainesville Civic Center for the ECW live show. Like I had my contract, WCW wrestler. I was sitting. I bought my ticket to go sit in the crowd, And the biggest time, what my memory about that show is, like Tajiri, Tajiri blew my mind there, and then also Bubba Ray getting heat before his matches and like just demolishing the crowd. Like
on the mic,
I was like, because it wasn't TV, it's a house show, so he just like lit in. I was like, oh my God, this is.
And you're a worker.
Yeah.
You're already an established worker at this point.
No, I wasn't. I was.
You signed your contract.
Yeah, signing contract, going to the power plant. Yeah, so but I
so you're training. You're starting to train.
I didn't really understand wrestling at that time.
Okay.
I wasn't. I was so young and so dumb. But yeah.
So, did you have aspirations to get into ECW?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Did you try?
Yeah. No, because
that story. Wait a minute.
Yeah, because I was already in WCW, so I would have loved to go to ECW, but like things happened for me so fast. I didn't, I'm already here, so like I can't, I don't need to go apply for another job, really,
right.
But then I remember we actually when we had WCW show in Chicago, and there was a pay-per-view in Chicago. I was trying to think of the name of it, but it has to be 2000 era. Do you know this, Chad? Or no?
I'll find it though. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find
ECW pay-per-view in Chicago.
Oh, ECW pay-per-view?
Yep.
Guilty as charged?
Probably.
Let me see. No, it's not Heat Wave.
Guilty as charged.
That's Dayton. Hold on.
Charged.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I would like to confirm. Now, Anarchy Rulz with St. Paul.
I'll pop if I get that right, because I don't remember anything.
But I saw it recently on some kind of something.
So we're saying, let's say Guilty as Charged 2000.
Yep. Because Nitro was the next night, and
Birmingham, Alabama. Wrong, Queen.
Oh, crap.
Let's see. Living Dangerously, Danbury, Connecticut. Hardcore Heaven.
Oh, Hardcore Heaven. Yeah.
I think that's it. Oh no.
Oh,
Milwaukee.
We're getting closer.
Do we know?
Grand Olympic Auditorium for Heat Wave 98. No, I'm not finding it.
You gotta be like 99, 2000, like because
got it. Okay, November to Remember 2000, Villa Park, Illinois.
November to Remember. Okay.
And so me, 3 count, Shane Helms and Shannon Moore and Evan and me and Jamie Noble and I think Kaz came with us, but we wanted to go see the show but also network and mingle with you guys. So because Shane was friends with CW and I don't see the whole Carolina guys were a crew, so like we went up there and to the show, but then we were supposed to go everybody went into the back to go meet the boys and the promoter, Tommy or Paul, but I went straight to the crowd and watched the show.
That's funny that you bring that up, because I remember Shane and Shane Helms and Shannon Moore being in the back.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in the back, but I don't remember meeting you.
Because I seriously, I went and sat in the crowd and watched, and then I came to the back when it was over, and I met Tommy, but I don't think nobody remembered me. But like I was they say, oh, we're gonna go hang out with the boys, and say, oh, I'm going to watch.
I got to get a T-shirt. I'll be right back.
Such a mark. That's such a dork. Yeah.
But this, I'm looking at the card though, completely different ECW than what we were just talking about only 2 years earlier. Simon Diamond and Swinger against the Bad Street Boys, Kid Cash and CW, Spike, Dorian, and Roadkill defeat Chris Hamrick, De Niro, and Easy Money. Nova defeats Chris Chetty. Balls and Chili Willy defeat the Baldies. Rhino defeats New Jack. I mean, this is completely different in the main event. Why?
Who are the Bad Street Boys?
The Bad
Joey
Street
Mercury.
Yeah, Joey Mercury.
That's what they were called?
Yeah, Christian York. Yeah.
I thought they were called the new. Weren't they called the New Generation?
Are you thinking of Shane and Johnny Ace?
No.
That's the original name of Dynamic Dudes.
Seriously? What? Really? Yeah.
I thought they were called the New Generation. Okay.
Okay, and then, of course, in the main event, because nobody else is in the main event on this show except for the Queen of Extreme, with Just Incredible against the Sandman, Jerry Lynn, and Steve Corino.
And do you know people think that I politic to get these? I didn't. I just did what I was supposed to do.
That's
you
good.
know, like I just fell into these positions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you were super hot.
No, because I worked hard, I guess. But man, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Chad.
I was actually looking at it. I thought you were the only female on the show, but I'm incorrect. Electra. Electra was also on the show. But
Electra
again,
made her boobs dance.
very talented.
Oh, yeah.
Can you do that?
No. She could
Can
literally.
you try? I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm sorry.
I can't. I don't know how she can. Well, her boobs are twice as big as mine, and she would literally go, like, knock herself in the chin. I'll never
Really?
Now that's a talent.
She did it in promos.
Yeah.
She would do it in promos.
No, I remember she did it in promos.
Yeah. And I'd be like, how do you do that? I don't know. I just.
I got to be honest, I tapped out on ECW at this point. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
whenever we watch this stuff, it's kind of new to me. I was a little wrapped up in the Attitude Era, so I apologize. My bad.
It wasn't in that Young Dragons area.
I tapped out on WCW too at that
Yeah.
point. I stayed with the home team. I stayed with WWF.
Well, I hung on for dear life because I had nowhere else to go. So there you go.